Hey, this is Joshua. Well, first, I'd like to apologize for the continued delays on this video, because obviously some of you see me involved with other things, stuff like that, marches, the whole 9 yards. So let's get off that and let's cut to the chase. First off, I just want to remind everyone I am protected by the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and this video cannot be held against me unless I'm making any threats. And I also want to want people to be advised that this video may be a long one. And I know some people said, hey, don't watch Josh Brown's videos and all that, but don't let people control what you can watch, what you can't watch. Don't let people do that to you. If you want to watch this video, it's cool. If you don't want to watch this video, that's cool as well. But maybe you can learn a thing or two from this video. So let's talk about myself right now. Yes, I got the results from UMass Amherst Equal Opportunity Investigator, because if you've seen my previous videos and stuff, yeah, you saw that and stuff. But if you haven't seen it, I'll put it at the bottom of my screen. That's what I will do. But let's go there. Now, the Equal Opportunity Investigator, she got to the bottom of this whole thing about myself being at Boyden, just ask questions or pick up a game poster for UMass Sports. Yeah, I was going over there just to talk to one of the coaches. Wasn't important or anything. So that's what it was. The coach wasn't there. I was like, okay, not there. So I just I was going to leave the building. But before that, when I entered the building, the HR who I know as well I used to work with, yeah, he was like asking questions, stuff, asked me how I was doing and stuff. I was telling him everything I was doing. I mentioned about, getting UMass to divest from fossil fuels and stuff. That's just about it. So let's get back to the part over there. The main part. Okay, the coach wasn't there, so I just left. I turned away. I was gonna leave the building, but then I got stopped by this new staff that's been here for like at least a year, like over a year now. Well, one, that new staff doesn't even know me, not personally, and really don't even speak to that person really. Maybe I bumped into her like a few times off campus. But yeah, I know she was being nice and stuff. She introduced her stuff to me. Yeah. But still, I find it very odd that why y'all questioning me for? Why are people all questioning me? Because I'm like, I understand, stuff happened like on June 1st, what happened at UCLA. I'm not gonna bring that up again, but really, yeah. But I still like to know why people are all questioning me and stuff, because really, especially if I was like trying to leave the building already. But then, here's what the HR said: the human resource of UMass Athletics. I called him on the phone, and he's like, oh yeah, I know this person was talking to you. He said, yeah, a few people went up to that staff and complained that they feel uncomfortable around you. I'm like, really? They feel uncomfortable around me? And that's when I really started feeling it, because really, I'm getting sick and tired of people hating and fearing what they don't understand. Because I just tell people, look, hey, I can't help the way I was born. Well, all the rest I said in the previous videos. So yeah, a few people felt uncomfortable around. That's what I felt. And then, and then I had that moment to the point where I was tweeting things I shouldn't be tweeting and stuff, and then boom, it got a lot of people worried, especially alums, and even a parent of one of the UMass alums as well got concerned. So a bunch of them reached out to me on social media, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Yeah, because I just had that moment. That's the kind of moment I had. Yeah, so I got evaluated. I'm doing good, Yeah, then the HR talk about, oh, he worried about me and all that. Really? Because let me tell you what really another thing that kind of like triggered the whole thing. Because he talked about, oh, I know this person spoke to you because a few people went up to her and said they feel uncomfortable around you, and here's another thing he did. Oh, and she's aware of the whole UMass Women's Lacrosse thing 2 years ago. That's what got me upset, because first off, are you really bringing that up? Because the only thing that's doing is feeding the fire. And not to mention, 2 former UMass Women's Lacrosse players that got me into the game of lacrosse in general, they spoke to me about that grudge I was holding against the team. They were concerned about me holding the grudge against UMass Women's Lacrosse and punishing the whole team because of one person. Well, they talked to me about it and stuff. No, they think it's, I shouldn't be doing that. Holding the grudge, punishing the whole team because of one person. All that. I thought about what they said, and yeah, then after that, I still had that grudge against them to a point where I was rooting against the team because I know they was going to lose to Maryland. Yeah, that was rooting against them on social media and all that. Talk about they're getting their butts kicked by Maryland. Yeah, I know that was all out of anger and all that, but writing about how I feel, that's better. But then, I said stuff on Twitter saying, oh, I'm glad they lost, but you gotta hand to them for making it to the Elite Eights for the first time since '84. But then, I thought about what they said to me. Yeah. So I said to myself, those 2 former UMass Women's Lacrosse players, they had a good point. And also, someone told the pastor at the church in Dorchester, he had a talk with me. He sat me down and talked about, this grudge and this hatred towards the UMass Women's Lacrosse team, because he said, that, all this hate is not good. He got, kind of got religious with me and stuff, which is good. Talking about I should get that hatred out of my heart. Yeah. All that, 3 people, they convinced me to let it go and stuff, which I did. I was letting it go. I was gonna move on from that until this HR had to bring up, this new staff, she's aware of the whole women's lacrosse thing 2 years ago. See, that's what really got me upset, because he brought that up. And that was completely unnecessary. Because the only thing bringing that up again does is feeding the fire. That's what it does. Feeding the fire isn't making things worse. Because how can I let this whole thing go? How can I let the whole women's lacrosse thing go if people keep bringing that up again? I agreed to let that go. Everyone else should do the same as well. Don't ever bring it up. Same thing with equal opportunity. Get that out of my file. Get that out of my record. That's what everyone's saying, because not expunging it will just make things worse. Yeah. Excuse my finger. But anyways, when I had that moment, that's what bothered me. Sorry about that. That's when it bothered me, because that's when I started having that moment, because one, I was still angry about that new athletic staff think it's okay to yell walk away to people, because really, who does he think he is talking to people like that? How does he keep his job? How does he get away with doing that to people? Because if I yell walk away like that at my job, I'd be fired in seconds. But this athletic staff, I don't know what else to say about that. And really, there was a better way to handle that. If there's going to be new rules, that's fine. And just to let you know about the pictures I take, they're not being sold. Even the videos, not being sold. You know, I send it to like the student athletes themselves on social media. I don't see what's wrong with that. And honestly, I don't understand why people think it's okay to think, oh, you can't interact with somebody. Because I think we all have a right to interact with whoever we want to interact with. Well, let's get off that for a minute. But really, bring that whole women's lacrosse thing 2 years ago after I promised to let it go. That was unnecessary. Like I said, that is just feeding the fire. You're just making it worse, bringing it up. So yeah, I agreed. You brought it up, not me. And you know, then Equal Opportunity got involved. They investigated it. I know it took like over a month because the investigator had to go on vacation for a week. Others, I don't know. Excuse me for a minute. Alright, sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. But anyways, yeah. It kind of took a while, but then after that, it turns out a few people didn't feel uncomfortable around me. It was the staff that stopped me in the hallway that's one that felt uncomfortable. Because she said there was no response, and that's when she really got concerned. I'm like, I understand what's been going on across the country lately. But just because there wasn't really a response doesn't mean something crazy is going to happen. It doesn't mean something crazy is going to happen if there's no response. Now, let me make it clear to everybody. If it was important, I would have told that staff. But if it's not important, then there's no reason to tell if it's not important. Jeez, nothing major, nothing. That's it. You know, and I also want to remind people, before she started working at UMass Amherst, you used to be able to like go over there to pick up game posters and stuff, because that's what I always do, just to pick them up, pass around to others, you know, in an effort to get more people to come to the games and stuff. Been doing that for a while, even before she started working at UMass Amherst. But then, you know, nowadays they hire all these staff. You know, I like what they do, but I don't like the attitude they come with. I'm like, I understand they came from the South and all that, but you know, like as I keep on saying, you can't bring that mentality to New England, especially if New England natives yourselves. You know, especially you come out of a private school, but remember, there's a huge difference between a public school and a private school. And if you're working at a state school, you're considered a state employee whether you like it or not. I remind myself that all the time. But yeah, I just don't like the fact that I was lied to. Am I okay? Yes. Am I feeling okay? Yes. But I don't like the fact that I was lied to. That was a big lie. Saying the HR telling me a few people felt uncomfortable around me. It wasn't a few people, it was just one person. But again, HR could have been lied to as well. Stuff like that. But really, all this has got to stop. Really, it needs to stop. Because you're not just making me look bad, you're making yourselves look bad. And for the people who likes to play that I don't feel comfortable stuff, really? Do you know what you're doing when you play those games and stuff? You're wasting resources. That's what you're doing. Now, it's okay not to like somebody, that's fine, but if you're saying that because you don't like them, come on. Do you want to like railroad somebody for no reason just because you don't like them? Because playing that I don't feel comfortable stuff, that can ruin lives just as bad as false accusations. It can. Now, I know it sounds like I'm trying to teach y'all, but I'm not. I'm just like letting everyone know what it does to people. Like I said, you go out there and play that I don't feel comfortable card. You know, you're really gonna get somebody railroaded for no reason because you just don't like them. Now, if they said happy birthday to you, and if you just don't like them for no reason, just say thank you and go on about your business. If the person says, you know, welcome to UMass Nation, how's your first 2 weeks back in New England? Just say thank you. And when, you know, it's been great, then go on about your business. I'm like, you don't have to make trouble for that person for no reason just because you don't like them. But again, somebody might be telling that new UMass coach, I'm not saying what team, somebody could be telling that new UMass coach lies about me, and whoever that is needs to stop because I can get that person for slandering. I can. And probably for other things as well. But really, this has all got to stop. Because that's another growing problem at UMass Amherst. People either hate and fear what they do not understand. And I had a couple of quotes, and I was in the media as well about, you know, people profiling, bullying, etc. And I said, this has got to stop. And I have to say, no more excuses. That's what I said in the Western Mass News media. And I'm being calm as possible in this video as I got the results. I'm doing okay for now, but really, these new UMass Athletic staff, if they took the time to understand myself as well as others, this whole thing would be different. There wouldn't be any problems. But again, they don't think like that. And if things are going to change like that at Boyden, here's what that new operations manager should have did. That new operations manager should have got one of the coaches that knows me obviously a lot longer than her to talk to me about the new rules and stuff, because it would have been a lot easier, it would have been different, wouldn't even be any problems, because they can speak to me better than that staff, obviously, because that new staff doesn't even know me as well as they do. No offense. Well, I know. Well, sorry. You know what I mean. Yeah. Well, like I said in the previous videos, and those previous videos, despite the fact it wasn't as bad as I thought it'd be, it's gonna remain, because that's no problem at UMass Amherst, what I said. But, you know, hey, I'm gonna say it again. I may be disabled and stuff, but if my handicaps like spooks you, frighten you, whatever, or freaks you out, I apologize, but that's something I can't help. I was born with that. You know, no matter how many hard times I tried, that's something I can't help. I was born with it. I get it. I'm big, tall, and all that, but doesn't mean I'm scary. Yeah, I need to stop thinking like that too. And another thing, here's what researchers say. Researchers say that some people fear others that wear sunglasses like this and even eyeglasses like this, because some think people who wear glasses of any kind of crazy. I was like, really? Come on. Now, just because I wear eyeglasses doesn't make me scary or crazy. It doesn't. I wish people need to stop thinking like that. Really. I wear glasses. I wear it to see. That's it. But here's what I want. I want that new UMass Athletic staff to write me an apology for yelling, "Walk away." Because that's one of the things you don't say to people of color. And I sure hope the athletic department spoke to that guy about that, because as I kept saying over and over again, that's one of the things you don't say to people of color. I'll say it again. Yelling "walk away" like that is one of the things you don't say to people of color. Now, if my mom caught me talking to someone like that, she'd slap me like this. Pow! Like that. Because she didn't raise me to be ignorant like that. She didn't raise me to be ignorant like that. At all. I'm not trying to put anyone down. And what I said in the previous videos, was I trying to shame UMass Amherst Athletics? Or should I call it Massachusetts Athletics? If they're going to put that on their Facebook page. No, this is not about shaming anybody. It's not about putting anybody down. This is about how I felt through all this. Really, because the previous staff, they appreciate what I did. As far as creating the, Facebook and Twitter page for the cheerleaders and dance team, I did that to promote. Because at the time, no one else thought of that. People need to lighten up, relax. Be lucky that, someone goes out of their way to do things to promote. Because that UMass cheerleading shirt I wear sometimes, I bought that because they were fundraising to go down to nationals. You know how many copies I had to print out in order to help them raise money to go to nationals? I printed out 300 copies. 300. Yeah, I know that's a lot. I tried. It worked and it didn't work at the same time, but I tried because, I went above and beyond because I'm nice like that. And like I said, I'm being calm in this video. People need to appreciate what they have. We all need to appreciate what we have. Count our blessings. You name it. I'm please forgive me for being religious, but yeah. But let's all, put an end to this nonsense. No, stop the hate, all that. Really, people. Don't hate and fear what you don't understand. Just remember, on this, try to understand and accept those that are different. Because one of these days, you might have kids that, that are different. You might have kids that have the birth defect. Who knows? But let's all put this whole thing to bed and stop bringing up the women's lacrosse thing again. If there's no problem, don't bring it up. And folks ask if, UMass Amherst equal opportunity, to expunge that, because I'm not the one who started it, because, really. And I'm sorry that former 2-on-1 scorer doesn't like getting good vibes from those that are different on social media. I'm hey, I was being nice, but really? Hey, I'm not gonna hold that against her and stuff like that. But really, you should not act like that, because really, if people would stop acting strange like that when someone's being nice to them, we all wouldn't be having this moment right now. I wouldn't be making this video. One person said, stop the videos and go back to being Joshua. But let me tell you something. If you want me to go back to being Joshua that everyone wants to and love, then all this has got to stop. And that new athletic staff I told you about, that yelled "walk away" to me like that, at the spring football game back in April, I will like a written apology from him. That's what it'll take to to let this whole thing go. Let the go. No more grudges. That's what it'll take. Now talk to the staff. A written apology will put an end to all this. It will. So all I need is a written apology. That's all I'm saying. I deserve it because you can't go talk to people like that. You need to tell this staff that he can't go talk to people like that because folks are asking me how in the world does he get away with talking to you like that? And if you, by not saying anything to him about that, no, he's going to deny it and all that, but hey, doesn't matter how many times he'll deny it. He needs to write a written apology because he knows he did it. He knows he's in the wrong. And if the university doesn't speak to him about that, then so much for UMass Amherst stands against racism. Or should I say UMass stands against racism. That black t-shirt I got. But anyways, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for taking the time for watching it, for those that's watching it. Like I said, I've been calling about the whole thing right now in this video. So yeah, I want everything to go back to normal. No more nonsense, none of that. So like I said, thank you for watching. Hopefully everyone understands where I'm coming from about this. And if anybody has questions, please talk to me. This is Joshua Brown. Thank you for watching.